Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Guild Wars 2 Master. Alright, we got a lot to talk about here. First of all, can you guys hear the background with my voice? Second of all, yeah, you're going to be reading the text in the background, so I'll direct my commentary immediately at the text in the background, what's going on. So, basically, Master is an excuse to be able to stream meaningfully on a directed purpose for potentially infinite amounts of time. Okay, so essentially, what how do I say it? Basically, the idea of the series is to like max my account out, just to get like everything, to like really go heavily onto account unlocks and progression. And it's a lofty, ridiculous, wild objective, but my account already has so much stuff and is already like top 300 wealthiest accounts in the game, already has X, Y, and Z complete, that it might not actually be that crazy. So the premise basically is every day, what I was doing a few months ago was I was waking up around about now and logging into Guild Wars, and I was playing a bit of PvP, and I was doing a couple of achievements, and I was recording that, and then I was producing Wood and Potatoes 2 videos for you guys. And I kind of realized sometimes those achievements I was doing would like take a lot longer than the ultimate video, or to get the good PvP game would take a bit longer than I'd want, or to finish my daily via PvP would take a bit longer. And I realized I could just be streaming this stuff, and a lot of the time while I'm playing Guild Wars I could just be streaming, but I never do because I was set to like these strict little, we should only really do it at the weekends or whatever. So the idea is to kind of just turn that on its head a little bit, take what I'm already doing, and instead basically make a show out of it. And so another little comment from me, I think that MMO streams don't often do very well and aren't very good because they tend to be a bit directionless for people, and there tends to not be much meaning or sense of forward progress on them. And if you look at my closing streams at the end of last year, they very much had that going on as well. We would invent cool projects to do, like the factions playthrough, or we'd get into casting for a while, or we'd do Zero to Hero, or whatever the thing was. We'd kind of complete it and then we move to the next. But if you look at like my streams throughout November and December, as far as I remember those 2 months, and maybe even a bit earlier, we were very directionless, and we ended up doing these streams that I just felt like were very, very, very worthless, in that they were just us standing around talking. And I know that people got value and a kick out of that, but I kind of like the sense with what I do that it's got some meaning somewhere. It's like being catalogued somehow. It's like got some purpose. So much like Zero to Hero, which was one of the more popular stream, projects we did, I like the idea of us being able to push through something. So this is like a thin idea, a basic premise and catch and theme and flavor to the streams that will essentially give meaning and direction to whatever I do going forwards. Okay, what it basically means is when we log in, we'll have a huge variety of different things we're doing each time. The next couple of streams are going to be a ton of War Eternal stuff as we work on this mount that, as far as I understand, has like these epic collections you've got to do over multiple days. We'll have loads of Guild Wars 2 Master streams, opening with getting a mount and unlocking a mount. But then we'll be moving on to doing meta achievements in Thunderhead, or maybe we'll be back in Core and we'll be getting giant kills, or maybe we'll be getting those Revenant skins that I just haven't unlocked since they came into the game. I delivered that news that they're in the game, but I haven't unlocked them. So we're just going to keep going through all this different content, and with a serious focus on collecting stuff and maxing things out. So you can see kind of the gist of the idea rolling in the screens in the background. I have some very crappy screenshots on the bottom right on a slideshow rolling through, representing my Guild Wars 2 efficiency account right now. And so you can kind of get a sense of how my account already is doing versus where we're moving to. The thing is, this doesn't look very good. However, a couple of days ago when I revealed that I was going to be coming back to streaming and, you know, I had an idea. This has been an idea I've had for a few months now, by the way. I knew that if I was coming back, it would be sort of under this overarching concept. When I mentioned it and sort of said to Stone, Chocolapik, this person I talked about who's done some of these overlay work, I told them the concept, and they've done something amazing, guys. So they've worked out some truly incredible overlay stuff that like hooks into the APIs and Guild Wars 2 efficiency to produce some beautiful automatically updating versions of these screenshots. Basically, you're looking at on the bottom right at the moment, and it's incredible. Like, it's mind blown. It's so cool. And so it would have been really cool if we had that finished and ready for when this stream went live, and I could have really impressed you all, because some of you might be thinking, this is really a good idea. I know the cynicism and the pessimism that might be there to it, but essentially the idea is once those graphics are there, you'll see just how cool it is and how well it works. So yeah, I am really excited about it. However, here's the other thing. So let's talk about some other stuff. The schedule. The idea is I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to play a bit of Guild Wars. I really do have that place where I can stream a bit. So I still don't consider streaming to be like where my heart lies kind of thing. And I believe very much in like setting up a lot of pretty stuff and best practices so that the streams look and feel really good. But they're not going to be like my main passion and creative direction and decisions and stuff, like they never have been. But I was kind of looking at the fact, you know, I was doing a couple of piddly little streams over the weekend. It's probably smarter if I'm more regular than that. And maybe that will be good for the audience. The thing is, I do expect a lot of these streams to be very quiet, very sort of backwater little streams where a lot of the old audience aren't around. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking chat to make sure that everything was actually working. I do expect these to be very quiet streams. And I love that. I'm amazed actually that as many people are here as they are here. It's actually kind of mind-blowing. But because we're doing more days a week, I expect you all to kind of spread out and stuff. But maybe in the long term, with like some significant direction, and you know, every morning I'll be here every morning. It might be, you know, quite good, actually. It might be better than just the little weekend ones, you know. Essentially, I can keep the same amount of passion for streaming, but just do things in a better way that it's more meaningful, okay? And so what I'm doing will be good for cataloging. What I hope as well is we'll get a lot more clips out of this and might be able to get more Wooden Potatoes 1 YouTube content going. What I hope is that I'll have a better perspective on different areas of the game because I'm so much more focused on different areas of the game as a part of this series. And then also, because we're doing 7 days, I can leave myself room to do other stuff. So I'm going to pick 1 or 2 days a week. I think maybe 2, but we'll hedge it for 1 for now because a new patch came out, so there's loads of stuff. Where I will do non-Guild Wars stuff. So Druidstone did come out and we'll pick a day together, guys. I don't know what day we'll pick. I was thinking maybe Sunday or Monday or something like that. Where we do non-Guild Wars stuff. So, you know, we've joked about learning chess, and we've joked about learning German, if I remember rightly, as well, in some of the closing streams. And obviously, when other games and things come out, that will be cool. So, like, to be able to do a bit of that regularly, you know, that's not going to be a problem. So, these are my ideas. If you go back and watch the last stream I did, where I was explaining why I was going on my break, there were a lot of things I didn't like about Twitch that I really haven't actually resolved with this. Such as some of the feeling of the chat interactions and whatnot. But I have a sense I might have. If it's very regular and, you know, it's very clear what I'm doing, maybe those things like won't bag me down so much is kind of the idea. But certainly for the idea of having meaning in this, I do quite like. So here's another thing that really struck me over the past break when I wasn't streaming. It really, I felt very distant to the community. It really did feel like people use Discord less. I lost okay, so I mentioned this in a video. I've lost a lot of money on it's actually quite scary, and I'm getting a little bit worried. So I've lost a lot of money on Patreon, and I wonder whether that's just like because I'm not streaming. A lot of the people who supported me there feel like, I don't know, They don't feel that I don't know why anyone ever supported me in the first place on Patreon, to be honest, to the extent that they did. But now that I've kind of sort of built things around that, I feel like I kind of need to maintain it. So anyway, I'm wondering if, maybe streaming again will help that, and also just to feel that sort of closeness and, to get that regularity back there. To have Wooden Potatoes 2 have meaningful stuff. So I've had VODs I've been putting out on Wooden Potatoes 2 this entire time, just really slowly, like you'd see like one every 2 weeks or something. And the last of the VODs, mostly, is now live. So that channel's empty. I have no content for Wooden Potatoes 2 until these streams happen. So every day, hopefully, if I set up a way to do this properly, there should be a new Wooden Potatoes 2 VOD going up, because we'll be having a little stream each day. So that's pretty cool. I will point out there are a couple of other oh my god, Doug just donated. Thank you, dude. $13. These are really weird numbers. Oh, 1337 leet. You did leet speak. Thank you, man. That's so sweet of you. That's really nice. So over on the Wooden Potatoes 2 stuff, I do have a couple of VODs left. It's really funny. They're from around Halloween last year, where do you remember last year I went MIA completely from YouTube and Twitch and everything for a period of about a month. After that, I did some streams where one of them was called The Mysterious and Distant Future, and another one of the streams was called Coming Back with Pay to Win Gambling, and another one was called I can't remember because I've now renamed the title, but it was something like, I'm back, everyone! And all three of those VODs, I was really scared to put on Wooden Potatoes 2 because I know that people would have looked at it and thought that they were news streams. And also, just there's that weird idea of I've had this break now, and I'm leaving and I'm coming back, and then everyone realizes very clearly that it actually happened a few months before, and it just seems so pathetic and not consistent. Inconsistent is the word I'm looking for. It just would have looked horrible. So I've got a couple of VODs which I will post a little bit later, I guess, but they're nothing major. One of them is just like a half an hour stream of me saying hello, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll bring back the coffee emote and stuff, by the way, because I am in the mornings. I do like a cup of coffee. I haven't really drank coffee for a long time, about half a year. I think I'll start buying it again, and just to wake me up a bit as we start these. And yeah, that's the idea. That's what I'm going with, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, they'll be very, very relaxed, sort of, directed towards different areas of the game. I can now finally look at chat. I think that's most of what I wanted to say on my opening spiel, which I ignored for the War Eternal stream. Oh, and I got loads to talk about with War Eternal as well. I've had a lot of thoughts on the release, and honestly, I am feeling a bit of a sense of being underwhelmed by it, I must say. So yeah, coffee, and I was thinking we'll bring back the coffee thing. Alright, I had some questions I tagged you in. Can you scroll up a bit, or should I copy past it? Okay, I'll scroll up. I'm going to read anything someone's tagged me, so let me scroll all the way up. Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay, I'm reading. A ton of you have subbed, and I'm sorry that I haven't called a direct attention to that. I will try to do that in these streams. I mentioned as I was closing out, when I stopped, that was really irritating to me. That I'd try and discuss something, I'd try and be in a conversation, and this like irritating, notification thing that Twitch must thrive on, where people are like, no, pay attention to me, and I have to stop and I have to go and acknowledge something, and then I can go back to what I'm talking about. That really irritated me, like month in, month out. I still haven't really figured a way to be at peace with that, so I figure I'll just suck it up. Because again, as I tried to explain very clearly last time I was discussing that phenomenon, I am extremely appreciative of any subscribe or donation. Like, these things are amazing, and I would want to be as polite as possible, and to call attention. People deserve to have attention called to them. So it's not that I resent that, it's just the mismatch just feels a bit odd, to me it's like trying to produce a TV show or radio with some alarm that the audience gets to keep buzzing. It's there's something about it that it just feels really shit to me. And I don't know a way to to be okay with that, but it wasn't as major, hopefully, as I was making it out to be. So, hey. And, you know, what I should do as a streamer is encourage you guys to do that stuff. So, you know. All right. Good morning, WP. You're super hype, says Rashi. Thank you. Alodas says, hi, WP. Can't stay. Just wanted to stop by and wish you a happy comeback to streaming. Thank you very much, Alodas. See, here's the thing. Alodas saying he can't stay. I think a lot of you guys won't be able to stay, will you, because of this time slot. I mean, this was something I really was weirded out about. Swapping it to this period of the day, because a lot of the old faces, I don't know who will be there. And I wonder whether it's a big mistake I've made. I really do. But for me and my life and how this is working, I think this should be better. So one thing long-term followers of the stream will know is I used to do it in the mornings, and then I stopped doing it in the mornings because I felt that, you know, once I'd finished a stream, I was, like, so bereft of energy. I'd end up just, like, spending the good next few hours just sort of not doing enough. But for this format, that was back when we would only do a couple of days. I'm figuring if we do it lots of days, I can make the streams a bit shorter, and that won't be a consequence. And this will be really good for sort of just regulating my life on my end. And I start off the day, I say hello to everyone, I sort some stuff out, and then I get on with the rest of the projects I want to do for the day. I do really like that. So yeah, I've gambled really by going with the morning idea. Hello, Jericho. It's good to be back. And I hope to see a lot of you, Alodas, even if you have to go, and people like Alodas. MMO Shards, thanks for the sub. El Grande Padre. The major successful MMO streamers have really funky personalities behind them. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to... I sort of loathe that idea. I'm not going to be a big gimmick for you all, I'm sorry. Can we play with you, says Doug? Yeah, so the whole EU versus NA thing... it's not going to be a discussion. I'm just going to have like 1 week on NA, 1 week on EU, 1 week on NA, 1 week on EU. Or I'm just going to be purely one thing and that's it. I'm never going to do another region so that people don't ask. Because, again, that's just irritating bollocks that I just keep going in circles and in chat, and it's just really annoying. So, yeah, I don't know about that bit either right now, but that really started to irritate me. You like the Professionals background? Yeah, I really like them too. I put a Gaussian blur on them when I recorded them that I now regret. I actually wish I didn't do the Gaussian blur and that they were clean. But to remake them would take a lot longer than just filming them. What I had to do back then was create placeholder minimum size Asura characters on Professions with minimal armor, and then essentially crop them out and like fake the background there, which took a while and took ages to render. Actually, Vegas wasn't very robust software for rendering that stuff out. So to do it without the Gaussian would take ages, so I'm leaving it for now. Who did the stuff for the legendary hunt? Walder did it, Welk did it, but he's gone. He's been gone for about a year now, and I just haven't had any help. So Cholakapic? Chocolapic. I really got to get his name right. Chocolapic is like a gift from the gods, basically, to have helped out with some of this stuff. Jesus. Yeah, 40 months is kind of insane. Ratchi said helping us all get a proper sleep schedule. I'm happy with that. Help me get up early. Please type everything you say in chat. Much appreciated. I'm not sure what you're saying. You had some questions you tagged me in. Can you scroll up? I've already... Yeah, hopefully I've answered them already. You can read all subs and donations at the start and end or at intermissions. That's a good idea. I might do that. That's a really good idea. I don't know whether that's as good, though, for encouraging people. Yeah, okay. So the ideas of the challenge... Yeah, credits at the end. We might do that. That's a good idea. One thought I had on the War Eternal stream is Ori may be special since she's the first generation of a cleansed dragon and she has a champion to ground her. Yeah, that's a good point. What scares me about that, though, is the devs shining a light on the Altar of Glost after it has been so wholesale ignored for years. When you see my Ara dungeon video, you're really going to understand how badly they've treated the Altar of Glost. So it'd be weird for them to rush to it now. Hopefully they will. Just started playing Guild Wars after many years. You hit max level, but should you focus on getting them all now before the first... You like mounts? The first expansion is much better experience without mounts. I promise. It's way better experience if you're building the masteries for that expansion. The problem is, you're going to be a casual, like most people, and you're going to think, oh, this is annoying, and you're going to go and get mounts, and then you're just going to, like, power creep and break the experience. So it's up to you. It depends how much self-restraint you have and how much the integrity of the experience you're looking for. But ArenaNet's made it very easy for you to break Heart of Thorns if you want to. So kind of your choice there. All right, so I'm caught up with chat, so let's see. What are we going to do here? Well, I did think I'd open with a PvP game here today. Let's talk a little bit about PvP. PvP is still one of the only things I do in the game. But basically all I play now is gimmick builds. I have for the past 30 games actually been playing a little bit more seriously on Warrior because I wanted to learn a bit more about how Warrior works. And I climbed pretty high. So I don't know. I've also been Legend a couple of times this season, but in the middle of resetted placement, so not for an actual leaderboard position. My opinion of this season is actually that the quality of gameplay is kind of low. I don't know. It feels like one of the shittier seasons to me. Like, it's been really easy to climb, which is kind of... I don't really care about rating, basically. If you play as much PvP as I have, you kind of can't anymore. And I've just been trying to experiment with builds and learn as much as I can about the breadth of the game. But as far as Guild Wars 2 Master is concerned, PvP is going to be important. Because let's have a look here. We're getting all the achievements. I will need my 10k games. I'm now at 8,300, okay? So I've got another 788 to do to get my 10k and to get Champion Brawler. But that would actually be a part of the challenge. So there might be a bit of PvP on this. The thing is, you can do this in ranked or unranked. So I don't know whether, you know... The thing that stresses me out with... Well, I don't know. I don't like looking... shit basically when I play PvP, but I've got some funny gimmicky builds. I was actually thinking of doing a okay, and so I've excluded like getting best of the best and goddess and immortal legend. I was one stage away from unyielding before. I kind of don't like that I don't have unyielding, to be honest, but I've kind of excluded these from the challenge just because these feel like I'm gonna get way too stressed out, and it's way too crazy to expect I'll be winning a monthly or getting first on the leaderboard via a stream series. It's just like, it's not gonna happen. All right, so so I've excluded those. There are very few exclusions on the thing, but so leaderboard related stuff basically I've said don't worry about. But yeah, we can get Champion Brawler and Conqueror. Those are pretty easy. So I was thinking we could actually do that right here, right now. And the streams will not be dominated by PvP. I'm just going to do one game, and hopefully we'll finish our daily with it. And I figured I'd show one of these gimmick builds that's just really funny to watch, okay? So you guys might not be fans of PvP, and that's perfectly fine. We're just going to do a single unranked here, really. And it's on a funny, stupid concept that is hideous. Like, people use the word cancer for the game. I'm about to show you some serious cancer for the game, okay, right here. So we'll do a little bit of that, and that could be mixed in on the streams a bit as far as Master is concerned. But moving forward with the rest of the stream, yeah, we're going to be looking at the Skyscale opening up and a few other things. I might quickly nip into my home instance and grab a lot of those things. There's a lot of stuff that I would actually consider to be boring content that nonetheless might work under the header of Guild Wars 2 Master because, you know, it's all progress. So, like, gathering all my home instance stuff, there's no reason I can't be doing that and shouldn't be doing that while chatting with you guys, right? So I'll probably go do that. For this build, we can run beta gins just so that you guys get a sense of the new stuff going on. So let me just quickly talk about this build, what the idea is. It's a bad build, first of all, okay? It's not a build you'll be able to climb high with or have any actual meaning with, right? It's not a good build. The whole point of this build is it is a max visual noise spam build, okay? So it's the most competent way you can destroy the game with phantasms, all right? So what I mean by that is you'll notice we have 2 phantasms on our utility skills, okay? We have 2 phantasms on our staff, and we have 2 phantasms on our greatsword, okay? Now, we can cast all of these phantasms in stealth, and as a chronomancer, they will resummon themselves too. So we double all of those. Not only this, But as a part of illusions, we get 2 more phantasms from this Grandmaster trait here as well. So it's all served on the idea of just exploding the screen with phantasms. And also it will have triple clones. Whenever you shatter, all your clones get super speed, but all your phantasms do also. So what's going to happen is you spawn a horde of stuff, like a ridiculous horde of things. And when you shatter, they actually all sprint at max speed over to their target to utilize their animations, which can be kind of nice. The truth is it's not very good damage, and it's very squishy. And, you know, it has some nice effects like the Boon Rip and like the Taunt. But overall, the pressure it has is quite marginal, honestly. So the only thing it's got going for it is just spamming the screen, basically. But I'll show you guys a little bit of how it works. It is really funny. It's made me laugh several times. And so I'm playing it on a big-ass char that basically will accomplish the visual noise spam. And it's really something for unranked. You won't be able to... You won't be able to get very far with it in ranked, so I wouldn't really recommend. So what you can actually do is open with a continuum split to double up your berserkers. But I don't really like doing that because... Okay, so we took a bit of aggro there. I like doing it a little bit later in the fight where people are a little bit more softened up. Like right now is a good time to do it. And where you can have a bit of a clone to maybe double up... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, no, I didn't. Well, anyway, so look, now we get a rally. I'm not even really looking at what's going on right now. Hold on, I'm trying to check chat. You just saw I logged in. Have I logged in? Am I online? No, I'm appearing offline. I probably will appear on... Oh, so here's a thing, by the way. I probably will appear online for a lot of these streams. And I probably will be doing stuff with the guild as well. So as a part of Master, what we'll be looking to do is acquire lots of guild gear. So we might create a new missions time slot where Spuds can get together and do stuff. If you guys want invites into Spud, I already talked about this with the Game Masters. If you're a regular at the stream, and we'll set this up very soon, what you'll be able to do is join... you'll be able to join the guild without, hopefully, any fees and things. So hopefully the streams will be good for building the guild up a bit more. You'll notice one of the major problems with this build, and it's got a ton, it's not a good build, is it actually doesn't have any stun breaks. So, it's, well, okay, no, it has 1 stun break, but, you know, you're going to burn through that pretty quick. So here, we're obviously losing, so I'm taking a lot more pressure here than I would have expected. Luckily here, what I'd done is I'd mass invised before dying, so, we get the easy res. There's a lot of interest. So that's Solby. Okay, luckily he didn't target me. There's a lot of interesting stuff with this because it's so phantasm spammy, and all your phantasms will die the second that you your target dies. It's at least good for one thing, and that's teaching you to very aggressively swap target to pressure other resurrectors and things. It's also extremely vulnerable to any kind of thief because they'll just they always latch onto you for plasma. You can't do very much to keep them away. But, you know, it's unranked, and it's just a bit of silliness. I've not really shown it off very well here, unfortunately. Also, I've just remembered, one of the reasons I don't like streaming PvP is it kills my frame rate. I need to set up a thing so that OBS is on another PC or something. Oh, by the way, it's got a really strong downstate because... I guess we'll go for this pistol engineer. It's got a really strong downstate because it, like... It casts the rogues really... What? Come on. See, there I'd press distort, but I don't know. It casts the rogues really quickly. But also, when you take a bit of damage while in downstate, it instant recharges the rogue for some reason. I'm not sure why. This is pretty ass, this game. I'm not going to lie. This is really kind of horrible. This build could be good in World versus World roaming. I don't know. Like, it's... The damage is very, very low, so... And it's so vulnerable. One of the most fun things to do with it I've actually not demonstrated in this game, and that's to actually push into some kind of 1v1 scenario in stealth, and they can't actually respond. So look, there's 3 of the... Oh no, it's going to be a 2v2, I guess, I'm close. Unless this guy just wants to fight on the roads in the meantime. I'm hoping my engineer stops the decap. He didn't. So here you've got here. Look, the visual noise is pretty self-evident here. If I shatter a little bit more intelligently as well. Problem is I can't do anything keeping away from a thief and a balls rush warrior and a Sikkim sniper, just pressuring me constantly. And I'm mage bane tethered, so I can't stealth out. Like I'm literally 3v1 right now. While 2 of them chase a Tempest on node. So, I don't know. This game could go either way. I don't really care. It's just a bit of an unranked game to show you a silly idea. I'll try and get a better demonstration of it in a second. Warrior's a good beginner class. My experience on Warrior so far is that it's, like, absurdly powerful. Like, ludicrously powerful. I really like the gameplay on it, though. I guess I'll pick up this node. And I might watch close a little bit more. This build suffers from so many problems, but one of the main issues with it, like so many builds, is it's just not deeply specialized enough. It doesn't really spike with power pressure hard. It doesn't rotate very fast. It doesn't win 1v1s. So it does everything to a mediocre degree, you know. It doesn't interact with allies that well. I mean, it can. It can do very well with mass invis. You can save people in some really, really nice ways. But, I mean, so those are kind of your problems. Random smoke scale CC. And a lot of builds suffer from that. It's kind of like you have to compare it to the other builds out there that fill that slot. So, like, this is something I often feel when I'm playing Fresh Air. This guy's actually in beginner armor. You know, it's like, okay, is it doing Rev's job better than Rev? And the answer quite often is no. So it's sort of, you know, does it have as many downsides as Rev while doing that job? The answer is no. Or, you know, if you're running some kind of 1v1 builds, the question is always going to be, is it better than the other duelists? And if the answer is no, even by just a little bit, then you end up with quite a binary situation in your hands where one team has a node and the other team doesn't because you can't win the duel, you can't win the duel. It does it support as well as Firebrand. You know, in a weird way, meta is like such more strictly enforced in PvP than in other game modes, just because you are in quite direct competition. If you don't run that thing, someone else will and will use it against you. It's not like PvE, which has kind of a soft meta where you can choose not to run a thing because... Oh my god, I'm so outnumbered right now. Did the entire team die? Like, what is this?
You've lost the market.
Let's go into the lamp. Haha, it worked! Oh my god, that was amazing! I was hoping I could juke him there with that, and it actually worked. What a moron. Oh, look, and he doesn't even know where I am anymore. This is really bad. I've got no opportunities here, really. Let me just spam the hell out of this soul beast, who I probably should have targeted a little bit more. And I'll take the decap since they've aggressed so much. Like, this is quite nice. See, I still get to do all my visual noise a million miles away. Okay. I'll probably lose this, by the way. If this guy's anywhere halfway competent. I've just got no resources left. Let's see. What's going on here? Oh, that's Warrior Thief. That's fine. The thing is, it's too open field. I can't go anywhere near that guy. He can just zone me all the way back here. Oh, it was our thief and their warrior. Why? Why you do this? I'm gonna distort that there. Oh, what? Oh, why am I messing up my hotkeys so much lately? Okay, it was continuum split. A completely useless continuum split. Here we go. So now what we can do is stealth. Signet, and we don't get revealed when we continue casting like this, so that he's just got all this spam on the screen and he can't actually see where we are. Now we can't shatter while in that mode because that would reveal us, but yeah, you can kind of, yeah, this is a good demonstration here. Yeah, you can kind of just like, it's just so aids. By the way, is the game audio? It's probably not, and I'll tell you why, which means this stream's already been terrible. Oh, no, 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 don't attack me while I'm doing this.
The plaza is yours.
Maybe I can do something with the Chaos Storm. Okay, I can distort the dagger storm. Oh, what? No. Okay, yeah, and so a big thing I've been doing lately is I changed a lot of my key bindings, which has caused a lot of problems for me. This guy's going to keep following me, so we're going to run back here.
You've secured the pier.
Knock him back. Look at how much that... Oh, come on! No! Wow, that's my fault. I wasn't watching for the angle of any kind of plus. I think we should all be sleeping right now. Yeah, so for NA people, I mean, West Coast, it's not that bad, I think, if you're on the West Coast. Let's see, if you're on the West Coast right now, it would be around midnight, right? A little bit later than midnight. I mean, if you're working a 9 to 5 job, obviously you're going to be in bed around midnight, but a lot of students and stuff will be up around that time, I think, probably. So, yeah. Probably focus on the Tempest here just because they focused it so much. So there was that bug fix on yesterday. Here you go. Like look at the amount of units. Let's use that phrase. I've managed to put on the screen here. Here, that's where you. If I doubled with C-split there, he's out of range. Oh my god, this is... do I actually have a team? What is this? Who else is over there? A Deadeye that's not really doing anything? I mean, thank you to the Scrapper, I guess. I was surprised they camped the back of the Continuum Split so heavily. This has got good cleanse, by the way, this build. Very good cleanse. It's a little bit more sturdy than I've shown. I cast that out of range because he has so much mobility. So I tried to blink forward to catch it, but it didn't work. So I'll just assist with the res.
The plaza is lost.
Scrapper is low. I probably should have assisted with that. I really want to play after the Scrapper nerf, actually. Like, properly play. It's going to help Warrior in the Warrior v Scrapper matchup so much. Those fucking blind fields are so annoying. They come up so quickly. No, I think I'm dead again here. He's going to think I'm juking it. No, he's not. Outplayed myself. Damn it. Why is this such a long game? Because we were winning, and then we were losing, and then we were winning. All right, well, that was wholly probably not as entertaining as it could have been. But trust me, it's kind of a fun build. I feel really crap and weird playing the game on at least less than 60. I don't know, that sounds so snobby and stupid and strange, but I really do. Anyway, sorry if you answered this, but isn't this build pointless with standard enemy models? It is less point. It has less of a point. What's the antonym of pointless? Pointed. With standard enemy models, but it's still a lot of spam on the screen, even with standard enemy models. Like I started doing this on just regular, regular appearance settings. And it's still, like, nuts how much it spams the screen. But without it, it's even worse. Which is it's an unranked build. It's only ever going to be an unranked build. It's only ever just a silly build for a bit of fun. And just to do something really stupid. So that lends it to unranked. And in unranked, people don't run standard enemy models. You know, it's only people who try hard that run standard enemy models. And I say that fully aware that I have it toggled on. So yeah, anyway, there you go. All right, so we lost, and it was a shit game that was horrible, and a reinforcement for me as to why maybe I won't stream PvP. But we did get 2/3 of our daily done, so let's move on now. And let's check out, let's quickly just gather our stuff. One of the things I want to do early on in Master is those Revenant weapons, so I'm going to look that up in a second, and we'll figure that out. And then, we'll see what we want to do. I do definitely want to go for the Skyscale, which apparently has a load of collection and load of stuff for us to do. So we will take a look at that very, very, very soon. Less not meaningful. Has he spoke about his list idle gif yet? So I got to the VOD. He mentioned yesterday that he talked about it today. Oh, okay. Well, Chalakapic basically... so about a month ago, maybe, at this point. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm going to be doing this. Let's go to the guild hall first, and let's get the gathering boost, and then we can gather there as well, I guess, and then we'll go do it. So there was a Reddit post that I just stumbled on. Yeah, okay, so I was going to start doing Master about a month ago, even longer than that. And then I decided I was going to tie it with the War Eternal release, and then War Eternal ended up getting pushed back and stuff. But so about a month ago, just by coincidence, there was a Reddit thread. Someone said, here's an idea for Guild Wars 2 streamers or whatever. And they, oh yeah, this is totally different now. Oh, lame. So they basically showed, why can I not, why do I have to click like this every time? Let me put auto loot on actually. Here we go, auto loot, auto loot, auto loot. Because clicking through all this, through that whole instance is going to be insane. Yeah, there was just a Reddit thread and oh, I got an obsidian shard from that. It was a Reddit thread, and it showed off this cool, like, overlay idea where someone's character was, like, in front of, you know, the chat cover. And they'd done a lot of work, like, really nice work, and I thought, oh, that does look good. I guess I'll see if I can make it look good myself. I tried it out. This is not the only one I have. Here, I'll show you the other one. Oh, I guess I made 3. So, here's, like, a thief. Yeah. What they were basically driving at was every time they character swapped in game, it was gonna put a different character on the overlay. So depending on who you're playing, who you're logged on as, it swaps dynamically. Now I don't know about all that, but I liked the visuals, and I figured that I could just have my main on there the whole time. So I tried it out, and I actually didn't like the effect. What you're looking at here, I didn't really like much. First of all, basically, it was someone else's idea that they were offering to the internet to use, but it's someone else's idea. So immediately, I was sort of a bit miffed at it, but I liked just seeing how the effect would come out. I tried it, and then also I didn't really like it too much once I'd finished. I think it actually drags my frame rate down a lot, because what I've actually got there is I've got a full 1920 by 1080 recording of the Fractals lobby you're looking at. You're actually looking at the Fractals lobby, but I ran it with the green screen reshade preset and eliminated the green, and so there it is. But there is actually a whole screen of stuff there that's just filtered out, and I think it's dragging on OBS a lot, and it's hitting my frame rate a lot, and I don't like the idea of, you know, having to spend a lot of computational power on that. I don't like the idea of dropping frames easy and all those things. So there are all these things I just kind of didn't like it. Also, I think it's a bit washed out. I don't think I got the colors quite right. And the guy on Reddit who had designed his own had used like different techniques and clearly had a better eye for the aesthetics and stuff. So I was going to just say no. I wasn't going to do it. I basically put it in the bin as far as my scene setup was concerned. And then, lo and behold, a couple of days ago, Chocolapic messages me. And I say, oh, hello. And they say, oh, do you want to help? Can I help you with your stream overlays and stuff? And I say, and they send me a link immediately saying, here's an example of some of the stuff that I've done. I click it, and it's the Reddit thread. So I was like, oh my God, you're the guy. And I said, look, I actually tried your thing. And then we got into chatting. So now it's back because, you know, I figure if I'm working directly with them, if they're helping quite directly out, I probably should use that concept because I did like it. And, you know, maybe they can help me with the later versions of it as the overlays continue to progress, which they will. This is not all you've seen for the overlays. We'll keep going with it. So, yeah, that's the little story about the overlay. I like the effect. I think it is cool, right? And the original idea of mine actually was that it was going to replace the potato cams, but I realized I could just have both together, and I could replace the I could do some other little things with the potato cams. So the potato cams are now on an automated slideshow. So if any of you ever submit fan potato cams now, they will just automatically roll through. I have 2 separate folders for different resolutions of cams. And so this one is at this particular scale. Other streams we might swap to the other playlist. But so I won't be micromanaging that all the time. It's just I have a folder, and as it fills up with cams, then they roll through. That's why you'll notice it's been changing regularly. I used to just do one per stream. But I'm not messing about with all that stuff. Basically everything, I just want this to be as clean and easy as possible. So I can just casually log in and throw a little show on for you guys each morning and then move on. That's why also the title is day 1, right? It's the first day of the stream. And then tomorrow it will be day 2. I'm not going to create a bespoke title for each one. If I actually look back at all the titles I do for Twitch and stuff, I think they're all hideous. They're not good. They're not professional. They're kind of ugly. Oh my god, new patch! Oh, all caps, all caps, all caps. Like, these are the words and the ways of morons, and I can't be bothered with it anymore. So I'm just gonna put day 1, day 2, day 2, blah blah. So I'm basically my own exordium. That takes a real Guild Wars nerd to make that comparison, I have to say. Cho is okay. All right, okay. We'll call you Cho from now on. He's in chat, so there you go. He's in chat. Yeah. Okay, so Rocker, I didn't realize you were in chat, Rocker. It's good to see you. One of the things he said was I've helped Rocker out as well, and he did link one of your streams and one of the most. Rocker's stream, if you guys go check his out, he uses ultra wide, which is you know, a whole other kettle of fish, and basically gives him screen real estate below the stream to put additional assets on, which, you know, I'm not doing. So yeah, but yeah, Cho worked with him and sorted that stuff out. I did think very momentarily, you're probably not looking for advice or feedback, and that's totally fine. Feel free to disregard this. But I did think one thing that might be cool, Rocker, I don't know, can't you put Arc on separate... If you have multiple monitors, which I'm assuming most people who stream do, so they can monitor other stuff. It might be cool if you had your Arc DPS overlay in that black space underneath, thus freeing it up on the thing. But for you as a player, I could totally understand if what you instead want to do is look at it directly on screen. But that was like a UI element I thought could be offset below. That was the one thing I thought when I saw that. You can't. You tried. Okay, you can't. That's interesting. That's a shame. But yeah, so that's basically the thing with the overlay. And yeah, so the sub notification and the donation notification. Well, sub is the Guild Wars 1 whisper sound effect. We talked about that before. If anyone donates, it plays like the quest complete sound effect in Guild Wars 2, which is a nice little track, but people don't hear too often because, you know, it's only when new releases come out people really tend to play the story. What I noticed, though, is I was looking at old alpha footage again recently, and I realized, did you guys know that in the earliest implementations of the game, it used to be that whenever you dinged an achievement, it would actually make that sound effect. It would play the full quest complete sound effect for you. And so I thought that, you know, with the idea of Master, those two kind of tied together quite nicely, so I thought I'd use that. Some friends of mine actually helped out so incredibly earlier in the week. You guys might remember, I talk about the alpha footage quite a lot, right? Because I'm very passionate about those early incarnations of Guild Wars 2 and what they stood for and what they meant. And one thing I've always looked for, because I remembered it, I'll give you the full story. Once upon a time, I saw some alpha footage from one of those Gamescom 2010 demos, right? And it was a guy. There was imagine you're watching demo convention footage right now. Okay, you're not a human. You're not an Asuri. You're a human, right? But you're standing up here at the house, right? And you're like, oh my god, it's Guild Wars. Oh, this new MMO. And you're like walking along, and you've got like your little brother's filming the screen, and he's zooming in and out on the camera, trying to make it look epic, and it's just giving everyone nausea. Anyway, you're playing, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And you've got like your headphones on, and your feet ache a little bit because you've been standing in line for ages, but you're playing, and you're checking out the vendors and stuff. Now, there are hundreds of these videos. Loads of them are now unlisted and removed and 404ing and whatever. But one of them, one video, one guy playing what I thought was an Elementalist. He comes over here, and instead of walking forward, he goes, ooh, what is this area over here? And he walks to the Trainer's Terrace. Now, Guild Wars 2 players from launch will remember that the Trainer's Terrace used to host profession NPCs that stood here and would sell you books unlocking the next tier of your traits, a system that has since been removed. However, those profession trainers were not always implemented for the sale of trait books. What they were actually implemented for was a skill acquisition system that was removed before the betas. Okay, before even the alphas, before even the press betas. I know this, okay? It was a skill acquisition system that was only evident when the shaky cam convention footage was being shown in the early 2010 stuff. And I remembered this. I remembered seeing one video of a dude that came to the trainer's terrace, and there were all NPCs all around here, and he walked over to the NPC, and he opened it, and it created a dialogue window. And in the dialogue window, it revealed not only could you buy weapon and utility skills, like in Guild Wars 1, for the price of gold, not only would you buy that, but you would buy tiers of skills. There was like tier 1 Ring of Earth. And then when you hit level 8, you could find a vendor again, and you would buy tier 2 Ring of Earth that would have like more damage on it or whatever. Now that skill tiering system, I've always thought would be incredible for Guild Wars 2 as it now stands, because mouse over any skill tooltip, the amount of bloat that there is in what these skills do is insane, right? So like tier 1 Ring of Earth might just be damage. Tier 2 might add the final impact. Tier 3 might add cripple. Tier 4 might add bleed. And this would be a great way of teaching people all the stuff that goes on with their skills. Last time we talked about this on a stream, I believe, was with the Thief Shortbow auto attack. You know, a lot of people don't even realize that that does 25% increased damage versus poisoned foes. But if you had this skill tier system, people would realize when they hit like tier 8 as these new things start coming in. Okay, and you know, the missile blocking could be a thing that this gets added eventually. Anyway, so I just like the idea as an RPG mechanic and so on. Probably the implementation would be hell as far as balance is concerned. With the balance team now have to go and update every prior tier, you know, it would be insane. And I can understand why they don't do it. Anyway, it's one of those amazing features, and I remembered seeing it. I remembered there was some footage somewhere, and I believed it was on an Ellie showing like tearing up Meteor Shower or Phoenix or something. But alas, I'd never seen it. Oh, God, I just said alas out loud. All right, so anyway, I'd never seen it. And my friends in Discord actually found it the other day. So I actually have that footage now. I actually have it. And so where there's a couple of videos, actually. There was a guy on a Ranger who went there and saw the skill tiers. And not only was he being filmed, but someone standing next to him was being filmed. So there are two separate YouTube videos, shaky cam YouTube videos of terrible quality that were filming the same guy looking at this skill vendor NPC from slightly different angles over his shoulder. Two separate people held their phones over him, and there's two videos. One of them's like written in Russian, the other's just buried somewhere. And there's another one, so there's these guys that used to do really good footage, these guys from a group called War Tower. And they've since unlisted and removed a ton of their videos. They had done a Ranger playthrough showing that off as well. But their videos are all pulled from the internet. You can't find them anymore, except, I don't know if you guys know about this thing. It's called Youku. Who knows what Youku is? You want to type in chat? Who knows what Youku is? But you can find it on Youku. Clearly some guy on the website Youku ripped wholesale a ton of War Tower videos, stole them, and uploaded them on the other website instead. And so you can still find it there if you look very closely. Youku is basically Chinese YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, War Tower was really nice. Yeah. I actually sent a friend request to one of the guys from War Tower just earlier in the week on Discord, hoping that he'd be around, but he hasn't responded, so he might not be there. But I don't know why they privatized all their videos. That's like Guild Wars history there, and they had the best footage. But now you just get like a crappy rip from this Chinese website that just does not look good at all. All right, okay. So anyway, we did that. Next thing I wanted to do very quickly was my gobblers. So let me scroll along. Pretty sure it's on him. Want to try the Guildhall Beetle race on stream? No, not this stream, but maybe some of the upcoming ones. Might be a good idea. Hey, Cossage, it's good to see you. By the way, if you guys don't know, on the Dungeon series, Cossage has been leaving, like, really good comments. If you look at his message on COF, it's kind of insane, honestly. He's gone into so much detail. Cossage actually taught me some stuff about the lore in one of his comments recently. Someone said, where are all the female char? Oh god, I didn't want to do that. Crap. I just wanted to spend my eyes. Whatever. I guess we'll be in the Sun's Refuge. Yeah, he taught me some stuff. There's apparently the fire elemental boss in the Iron Marches. Grant me a wish. Grant me a wish. There you go. All right, the relic's done for the day. Has unique dialogue if you are a female char, apparently. And I never knew that. Okay, I'm quite low on a lot of these currencies now, so I'm going to be kind of cautious about spending them unnecessarily. Especially if I want to make more legendaries later. God, yeah, Guild Wars is in such a weird place right now. Are we done with legendaries now then? Is that it? Is that every legendary that's going to be is existing? Let's see. We've got 6 of these we can buy. What's the quickest way for me to scroll through this? I guess that's pretty quick. Now, do I want to buy 6 of these every day? Because it's going to cost me 9. No, I'm not going to buy that Unbound Magic. Not until we find more ways of getting that resource, like on the regular. What I'll do is I will open these at some point. I'm also pretty low on relics, since I haven't done daily fractals for a very long time. All right, I think that's it, isn't it? That's all the gobblers. I'll restock the cultist inventory, actually. Another legendary ring, trinket, and amulet. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, for those slots, they'll probably do that. But for weapons, you think we're done? Armor, you think we're done? 1 back piece for each game type. Oh, yeah, the Flame Shaman boss. Yeah. Yeah, apparently there's an NPC that just won't speak to anyone unless you're a female char, and then she talks a little bit about it. So I didn't know about any of that, and he posted this awesome comment with all this detail about it. It was really nice, honestly.
Hello.
So it was a good thing to see, definitely. Alright, this whole section of the stream has taken a lot longer than I was anticipating. So let's pull our dust out. Let's pull our fragments out. Let's pull this stuff out. Okay, and
How's it going?
I guess what we'll do now is let's look at War Eternal, I guess. So let me see. What do I want to do in War Eternal? What class, first of all? I guess I did it all on this Guardian before. So let's nip back on the Guardian. Yesterday's stream was really weird to me. I felt so blind to stuff. I felt like the frames were low. I felt like I couldn't see things the way I wanted to see them. I kind of just want to replay the story again now. Maybe we'll replay it on another character and see what we think. Do you think we'll get progress towards the Skyscale and stuff at that point? I'm not sure what will happen, really. Right, so I'm going to start recording locally here as well, because I believe Goric has dialogue, so let's see.
Not a moment too soon, Commander. The Skyscale situation is intensifying. They're experiencing a pronounced dissecticis.
Okay, so they're experiencing pronounced decepticis. I don't know what we're talking about here. I don't really know what the story is. I know that this is a huge collection that takes like 5 days to do, so we'll be rolling through it for a while. Dead Zealot says, any further thoughts on this patch now that you've slept on it? Yeah, and they're not flattering ones. Honestly, I'm not sure about the patch. I feel like it had some really great spectacle, but I don't know. I'm still settling my feelings, so I don't want to speak too soon. But it feels, and I've not seen the meta, and I've not seen the armor, and I've not got the Skyscale, and I've not done basically any of it. But as far as the story itself was concerned, it felt a lot more bare bones than I was expecting. Honestly, it felt very, very quick. If I think about the scope and scale of the previous patch and the ambience they accomplished there with the Zephyros and stuff, I mean, it was incredible. What this entire patch feels like, but the thing is, I don't know whether that's a fair judgment to levy upon it, to say, oh, the previous patch was way better, so, you know, they failed or something like that. Because I think the two patches complement one another really well. It feels to me like this is just the concluding moments of the previous release. It feels to me like episode 5 and 6 come as like a bundle, like as a pair, you know? And if the 6th part of it felt a bit slimmer, then whatever kind of thing. And that all works for me, but then I start confusing myself because I think about, there is a very pronounced like narrative beat that they expand out with the death of Aurene that now is going to feel a bit weird, and like, so that makes them feel like they can't be pairs, you know, because of there's like this expanse in the middle that they actually indulge in as a story element, while other patches they might not. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's better to just judge the season as a whole. And I think, guys, if you play this season as a whole and you play All or Nothing and War Eternal back to back, like, I think that's an extremely cool experience. Because what you'll notice War Eternal does very well, and I really do enjoy, is it speaks very directly about, like, the Keep and the Forge and all this stuff that we should know. It should be immediately at the forefront of our mind. It's at the forefront of the mind of our characters, and that helps to establish this connection, this pairing between the two. And I think as a pair, they're like phenomenal. But War Eternal all on its own, I don't know. I just feel like it was a little bit crowded down. The other, and I hate to do this, the other little side of War Eternal, though, is like all the additional... Well, I shouldn't do this. Some people, I guess, will say, oh, War Eternal had so much more time, so, you know, how did it end up, you know, just being the two instances, right? I'm doing air quotes as I say that. But the thing is, you know, the layoffs were a big thing, and maybe it would have been, maybe it was wrong to expect more from the patch because it was a month later or whatever. Anyway, all right, what does Goric say? He says, not a moment too soon, Commander. The Skyscale situation is intensifying. They're experiencing a pronounced what? A drastically abnormal shedding or molting cycle. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do we know what's abnormal in a species that's never existed before? That's a good place to start. All I can say is what I'm observing would be a clear-cut indication of disease among all other reptilia, from Archodorus grillantus to Vermicilia and Eulacha. I really like these scientific names he's ascribing to this stuff. It makes the Giganticus lupicus not feel alone anymore. And also, you know, the Giganticus lupicus was like this pronounced heightened thing for so long with the franchise that then we got to see in a Ra. So I wonder if one day we'll see these, right? Go on. Unless one of those is another word for the raptor that we ride around on. There may be something we can do, but I'll need freshly shed samples of the Skyscale's scales. Only that will provide us data to diagnose, okay? Now, being that, 1, they seem averse to my proximity, and 2, I would prefer to keep all my fingers. Might you procure the needed specimens? In the name of science, I'm in. Where should I go? Superb. Scales can be found across the area. Oh, and we need a broad-spectrum medication to bolster the afflicted Skyscale's immune systems. Bring me these ingredients, and I'll prepare it. Sure thing. Hang tight. Okay, so newborn scales. Something is wrong with the Skyscales. So each of these... So hold on, wait. Newborn Skyscales. I'm going to toggle this on to, you know, quick access. Now, each of these is a meta, I guess. So Skyscales is collect all of these. Skyscale medicine is collect all of these. So we purchased these from the quartermasters, various vendors, I guess. And then we have some locked stuff, which we only get once we've done these. So let's start on the scales, I guess. Right? Okay, so scales from a 6 Skyscale. They may help Goric solve their ailment. And the hint for the first one is that Goric could have picked this one up for himself. So I'm guessing it's right next to us. Yep, it is. Okay, it's right here. Good job, Goric. Can you not make this jump, buddy? Is that the problem? Wow, way too much menu stuff to do. I think it's actually quite clear. I think it's pretty clean, right? It's just, you know, you just got 2 tasks. You've got this task, and you've got this task. And once those are done, it will progress you further along. I mean, this is pretty goddamn good compared to what we've had to deal with in the past, let me say that much. But not even just compared to the past. I think it's just, you know, it's pretty clean. All this other stuff is just bonus things, right? Which we will be getting on Master. So let's just quickly recap, right? I've done everything in the game. Like, until Act 1, Act 2, Act 3's done now. We're in the seasons, basically. So Daybreak, I've got stuff to do. Bug in the system, long live the lich, star to guide us. So we're going to have a lot of cool streams where we're going through this season. Oh, and by the way, I think one of these things to get the Skyscale is actually requiring the other episodes. I saw a rage post on Reddit last night where someone was saying, oh, it's paywalled. The Skyscale is paywalled, because you needed to play the other episodes. But I think that's a really good overarching thing to do. I actually think that there's a serious comparison you can make between the Skyscale and Aurora from Season 3. Aurora was this thing that came in at the end that encouraged you to go back through all the episodes. The Skyscale is this thing that's coming at the end and it's encouraged you to go back through all the episodes. Aurora was really good for the health of Season 3 maps. It's really weird to think that we're at the equivalent period right now to Siren's Landing's release. Isn't that strange, everybody? I mean, when just to be clear, when I think Siren's Landing, I was playing a Siren's Landing at the studio, right? Like, I was experiencing Siren's Landing in tandem with learning about Path of Fire and making videos for you guys on the new Elite Specializations and the new expansion. Like, this was all big hype amp moments for me, and Siren's Landing was this thing that was getting squeezed in before, like, the coming storm of Path of Fire. It was like this huge thing, and this feels very quiet by comparison. But of course, it's because we know that there's 2 seasons back to back. Okay, right. So, what I think I'll do is I'll go to the wiki for this one, because we have so many scales, and we'll find a good, comfortable route to move on through. So let me set up my screens here. Yeah, I could squad up if you want. We can squad up. It's not a problem. If you guys want to get this, if you want to do your progression with me. So, I will not be doing progression only on Guild Wars 2 Master, okay? That's not what will happen. I will be doing stuff outside of it as and when I wish to. But, for this release, I'll try and keep as much of it on screen as possible for you all, though. Okay, so yeah, they've got maps. They've got maps for it all. Okay, oh, well, they've got descriptions. Let's do the descriptions, not the maps. That seems cool. So, the first one is from Pact Command. We're going to head south over the bridge to a small island, and we're going to drop to ground level on the east side of it. Okay, so we go. Pact Command, let's go. I'm still appearing offline. Oh, that's true. Yeah, let's do that. Aurina's special because she's the first Elder Dragon spawn that's a generation removed. And also alive. I don't know whether that's really enough, is it? Ewendel? Do you really think that that's enough? I prefer the Aura of Glost idea. I just think that it's a bit wonky to use the Aura of Glost too much. Unless that's what you meant by removed. Okay, so Pact Command. We're going to go south over the bridge. Across to the small island. This is a small island. And then it's going to be just below our level on the cliff face. Oh, I like how immediately, I wonder if all the scales are like this. It's going to be a situation where it would be good to ride a sky scale while acquiring more sky scales. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. Also, we can look at the in-game hints as well. I think that would be quite appropriate. On a small verdant island along a main road. Okay. Drop to the ground level on the east side. So I'm on the west side right now. This is exactly the problem we had before. We'll get on the Griffin. Oh, there it is. It's down here. Beautiful. Yeah, if a lot of people joined and are on EU right now, you're not going to be able to play with me because I'm on NA. And I can't be bothered to region swap here. Scales from a 6 sky scale far above the Pact Command. So let's go back here. On top of the east spire of the waypoint, this one is. You just realized you haven't seen the portal scroll for Dragonfall yet. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, this was going to be the last thing in the portal tome, wasn't it? Interesting. Is that not on any of the vendors? Have people, like, managed to have a good look at all the vendors? since last night. I certainly haven't. All you've seen me play of this is what you saw on yesterday's stream. That's all you've seen. What? Why didn't he jump? See, this is the thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like the sluggishness. I'll definitely see if I can set up a way to stream across 2 PCs. There are 4 vendors, and each of them has entirely different stuff. Did you guys find any, like, cool lore books and things, by the way, around? Little tip for the scales, if you take your skimmer and go around the entire outer map, 6 of them are around there. If you take your skimmer and go around the entire outer map, 6 of them are there. Hey, yeah, that is a cool idea. Maybe I'll just do that in one big long ring and then that'll be done, right? Maybe what we need to do here is get on the airship, and then from the airship it's on top of this spire. Maybe this is the one. Let's see. Do you have any idea where the story could go next? How I see it at the moment is that there's no threats to Tyria at the moment. The only thing we have is the imbalance of magic and our Dragon's Watch problems. Tarmian Rocks. I think we're going to focus on the ley anomalies we see in current events. I think it's a bit premature to say that there's no problems. I think there's lots of problems. I think the thing is, we don't know what the devs will focus on, which they will choose, which they'll manufacture to... I don't know. There's so much, right? So, if Arena's become the new Kralkatorrik, okay, that has all come to pass, as we have seen it. So, hold on. How close to the map should I be while searching for these? This isn't going to be very fast if I'm really far away, because this map's actually massive. Should I cling to the... Well, we'll just do one circle and see how many we get. Seaweed. You know, if Aureen's become Kralkatorrik, the new Kralkatorrik, awesome. Where do we go next after all of that? Oh, yeah, I guess there's a question of spoilers here, but I'm assuming people have sort of figured that out, that we're playing War Eternal, and there's likely to be them. We would need another candidate, right? What I think is most likely is the new raid obviously is going to come out. And I think that that's very likely to be in the hidden city of Ardashim. And in the hidden city of Ardashim, it will hopefully not only conclude the Kadim story, but it will also, hopefully, go further with Shiny. And it could segue us into Cantha in some nice way. Like, I remember when Season 1 started, there was a really powerful connection between that raid story and where we would then go. Like, it became very much about the White Mantle and Crichton Civil War and all that stuff. And it was kind of all kicked off by a raid. And I like the idea that a Hidden City of Ardashim raid might do that in terms of making us look at salt sprays. And their connection. Like, with Aureen as well, like, exiting, potentially? I don't know. Maybe we'll look at Glint somewhat. Sorry, maybe we'll end up looking at Kunavang, since she kind of has a similar thing going on to Glint. And, you know, salt sprays connect to Kunavang in some way, potentially. We'll have a South Sun Beach episode. I mean, we could have a full epilogue episode. Season 1 did a full epilogue episode. That was kind of needed, though. Oh, here we go. I found one. It was right next to the map, so... You were doing Nightfall for the first time and noticed the Realm of Torment map looked like the Eternal Alchemy cutscene. Well, you've got that the wrong way around. Yeah, you're right, but it's they modeled the Eternal Alchemy cutscene off of the Realm of Torment. And not just that, but the Lord or... Oh, wait, no... There was like an alchemy wheel that didn't look... There's another thing. The Antikythera looks like that, but it was even later. In Season 2. Oh, some more Skyscales. Yeah, but they have definitely drawn connections. Next episode will have no action. It will be... I mean... There is the Season 5 is Season 1 conspiracy theory. let's just indulge in that fantasy for a second. If you were to do that, if that is what you'd gone with, what would you rather? Have season 4 on a really epic cliffhanger to keep people waiting, or to have it conclude kind of calmly? If you were doing season 5 as season 1, you might make the argument that a cliffhanger is a terrible idea, because people will get really aggravated and antsy and like uppity about wanting to continue the story really quickly, and they might feel like you're too aggressively holding that off from them, and they'll be disappointed at season 1 instead of season instead of a true season 5, right? So maybe you say, all right, no, let's just have it nice and calm and peace on Tyria, just for a moment, a sort of peace, so that we can focus on re-implementing season 1, and thus War Eternal ends the way that it did. Maybe that's an argument. I'm not saying I buy it fully, but maybe it's an argument. Jerry says, I'm tired of rushing around. I just want the world to deal with its own shit. Jerry, you've never more sounded like more of an old man. The point of the game is to be the hero, to fulfill a hero fantasy of sorts. I don't know whether it's fair for you to ask the MMO to indulge a totally different fantasy of being a retired adventurer that just... I mean, maybe it is fair, maybe, but I don't know. I think that would be too much of a change of course for Guild Wars. If you want a game where you're a nobody in a vast world, I think maybe that's a different MMO. You're a nobody in a vast, unforgiving world. Maybe that is there's another thing out there for you for that. What's the harm of having a break stopping Krauk? No one says there's any harm in having a break, but you need to draw a distinction between the break post Krauk versus the break we have at the end of every single episode, once those specific moments of the day are resolved. You know, it's not enough to just say a break. We're talking in the context of the larger game, where breaks happen all the time. What does a break mean for the larger narrative? Like, and how do you play that off in terms of actual content? What do you mean you want a break? What are we talking? You want the story to stall for a year? Will you then be satisfied? Inevitably, they're going to put the gas on again, right? So at what point do you feel you've had that? I mean, literally manufacturing an in-game vacation a la South Sun Cove would be interesting. You know what they should do? You guys have helped me realize what the next episode is. It's the Matani Keys, baby. We'll go to the Matani Keys. Finally, we'll go to the rest of Istan. We will have our vacation paradise. And it's just like all the characters having cameos. There was so much they could have done this episode to like... Look, I don't want to give anyone the impression as well that my instinctual misgivings to this episode is that now we are somewhat concluded with story and I am thirsty for more. I don't want people to think that that any misgivings I have are born purely from that and I can't see past that. That's not what's going on here. But as a separate topic that I'm vaguely interested in, I do want to talk about the future of the game. And it is interesting to me that there was nothing. Maybe I'm just looking too deeply. Well, okay, there wasn't nothing. Let's be real. There was Rox's suggestion of joining the Omicron. There was Logan's suggestion that something was up as a result of his Gwen conversation. What else was there? What else did they quite tangibly... there's Timey's affliction. They're all very character things, you know? They're all very small scope things. Okay, there we go. All right, we've done a full loop now. Oh, almost a full loop. The full loop will be concluded in just a second. So, with all of that considered, is it enough, or why am I hungry for more? I don't know. In terms of big elements, big plots, obviously we will look back to the Elder Dragons. You know, it was kind of interesting. I made the comparison on the stream last night to Flame and Frost. I said, oh, you know, maybe we'll be a more Living World Season 1 style thing. Because we know the format of Season 5 is changing as well, remember, from that post. We know they're changing the way they're doing things in Season 5. They're not tying themselves to new maps each time. Potentially looking at core a little bit more. So there's this whole Season 1 sort of feeling to things. And Flame and Frost is a particularly funny description, right? Because we do have 2 antagonistic Elder Dragons left. We have 3 dragons left. Obviously, Bubbles is one of them. But Jormag and Primordus, Flame and Frost. You know, I was thinking, you know, they've given us essentially, oh, okay, the Skimmer's not saving me in this area of the Brandstorm, is it not? I gotta jump off or I die. Holy crap, I'm dead anyway. Wow. Oh, whoa, there's a badass animation on that, and it's instant defeat. What was it saying? Something about, yeah, so, Primordus and Jormag are left fire. How do they top the Elder Dragon fights that we've already seen? And the answer to that is kind of, you know, two dragons at once, maybe? Or an answer to that is 2 dragons at once. So who knows? All right, scales from a 6 sky scale. This one is protected by a severed wing. Okay, so this one's going to be tucked against the base of a tree on a very high cliff on top of the wing. But hold on, there's 2 wings. I guess we're talking about this one, right? There's Wing Shadow and Crystal Wing. I'll go to the... Since everyone's talking about the wing, we'll go to this one, I guess. It's just such an interesting time for the game. Like, let me propose something to you all. And I could be totally wrong about this. It is about the layoffs, which it's... I hate how this is, like, infected all discussion. But maybe this feels like a big finale of sorts, because we were going to transition quite heavy. We were going to... the studio was going to pivot quite significantly away from... Well, how do... we got to go back in time a little bit. Let's rewind the clock a year. Just 1 year, okay? For some reason, ArenaNet had made the decision to not do any more expansions, right? It feels like they'd made, or not at least in the next significant while, they'd made that decision because hold on, tucked at the base of a tree on a very high cliff on top of the wing. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through chat to see if anyone's screaming at me that I've got this wrong, but it looks like it's okay right now. Okay, on top of the tree. I guess I'll just try and climb and I'll griffin when I get up there. Ah, what? Ah. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'll rent a Skyscale and I'll fly up the easy way that we discovered on the stream yesterday. Oh, this Skyscale roost is way above me, though. So, I need a low-down roost. I guess this one's pretty good. It's marked at about my height. Right, yeah. So, look, we rewind the clock about a year ago. They seem to have made the decision not to do an expansion, didn't they? It was going to be Season 4 into Season 5. You had the somewhat grim-ish seeming comments over summer with the game's anniversary and the hope that people would keep playing and all that kind of stuff. Or I remember them feeling somewhat grim. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Alright, we're going to do the combo. Are you ready? Come on. Yeah, baby. Oh, that was so good. And into the griffin. Alright, that was okay. This whole thing was to try and get to the roost, but it still didn't work. Maybe this cliff is where we want to go? I don't remember this thing being so limited in where it can take you to. So anyway, you get my point, guys. Why was that? Why had that decision been made? And maybe the fact that this is such a like final, such a conclusory sort of feeling moment for the game, maybe that is born out of that decision back then. I don't know. Maybe the point was... What is actually going on with the game right now? Did you guys see that? Go to the south of the wing to climb on it. No idea where the scale is, though. I think north of you is the way people are saying. I'm just bumping my head here. Oh, here we go. We got a sky scale. So I start on the ground, and then what I want to do is jump and fly and eat and eat. There we go. This thing feels really weird. I love how different it feels to the Griffin. I really like how it feels. It's awesome. Okay, brilliant. We're up. Now, there's more oak heart essence here. So we just keep climbing, I guess. On the base of a cliff. The base of a tree, wasn't it? On a cliff super high up? This sounds like... This looks like a tree on a cliff super high up. Anyway, look, I've not fully finalized or articulated my point, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? I hope, anyway. Ledge OP, please, nerf. There's a mistborn moat here. I mean, we're like well above the wing now, aren't we? There's another sky scale here. Tucked against the base of a tree on a very high cliff on top of the wing. Oh, do you know what it is? It's not even this wing. It's the other wing. Oh, what? Come on. What? All right, I'm going to POI it. Since we've got all this height, we can use that to our advantage with the Griffin. So I'm just going to rocket over to the other wing. I think, anyway. I think it's the other wing, because the map on Wiki... Oh, no, it is here. People are saying it is here on thingy. Okay. It is this wing. It's just further south. Okay. All right, I'm staying. It's okay, guys. Dark crisis averted. I saw. Go back to where the other sky scale was. Wiki shows a point of interest, though. I don't see a point of interest. There was a tree thing. Here's the other sky scale. Is it in here, maybe? Oh, yeah, maybe it's... I'm not losing too much height here. The most southerly tree, people are saying. Tucked away under a tree on the very southern tip. Okay. WP is getting his very own sky scale. Yeah, the entire player base is. People are kind of complaining about the 5 days thing, but I sort of like it. Ah, I see. Got it. Okay. I kind of like it. I like the whole 5 days to get the sky scale. I like that it's such a big thing. It feels like a prestige mount again for the first time since the Griffin. Okay, scales from a 6 sky scale. Why do I keep reading that bit? In time, this verdant scale may be washed away. Well, that sounds like that's down near the water, and I just missed it while doing our skimmer tour. Okay, so we want to go to Verdant's Falls, slightly below the lip of the waterfall. Here's Verdant's Falls. So we can fly there. All right. I don't want a waypoint because, you know, I want to use this height. What an extremely crazy map. Look at this thing. Oh, it's not even far away. It's down. Look at this. Look at what a real jungle this appears to be. Not even just jungle. It's just verdant and green and nice. They really got the ambience. The sound effects really good there as well. Okay, so here's Verdant's Falls. Some mussels. I don't see any at the top of the falls, so I'm going down, okay, guys? Oh, no, I do see it at the top of the falls, and there's a player here. Nice. Don't fall off, for the love of God. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on Wiki. I already said I'm on Wiki, Yuandor. I already said I'm on Wiki. Okay, next, we've got on a moss-covered branch to the north of moss-covered wood. How the hell am I supposed to know where that is? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Okay, so, but at least the map on Wiki is showing... Oh god, I don't know. I guess it's near here because, you know... This looks like it might be it. No, this isn't it. Oh, there's a place on the map called the Mosswood. Ah, okay. So then it's here. It's up here. It's near this Skyscale here. It's like somewhere like this. Something like that. Alright. I guess we'll just go Griffin again. I've got some Oak Heart Essence, which is nice. Have I talked to Gwen yet? Nope, I haven't played. I already said this. I haven't played since the patch yesterday. This is it. You've seen every second, every moment of my War Eternal experience. Every single one of them. It's all been streamed. It's all live. I love the look of that Oak Heart walking around in the background over there. How cool does that look? That's amazing. Most hints are referring to area names, but not PIs. I would do it naturally and normally, but I don't want to be here all day doing this. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be. You and I'm sure there'll be lots of other stuff like this, though, in the collections, right? So, it's not like we're missing out. We just spent a good hour describing the idea of Master and what we're doing lately and all these things. Can you give Gwen a broken flute? That would be really cool. But people always remember the broken flute. What about the cape? And what about the red iris flower? What about all the other stuff? You know? These will-o'-the-wisps is so cool to have these. Oh, there we go. Scales. Nice. No, no, no. Not nice. Not nice. Not nice. Don't make me Griffin. Oh, fine. Still get the insane combat music just because I go a tiny bit near stuff. Look at this. There's Natureling. One thing this map's been really good with is the creatures that are in it. Like, what a cool map. I can't wait to play tomorrow and or maybe a little bit later today and see the meta. Like, look at this. Little Natureling and stuff. It's amazing. It's so cool. And they're achieving it just by scaling creatures and naming them in interesting ways and recoloring creatures. Well, that was just a blue tornado there, but they've created a whole new thing out of it. It's great. Okay, next we want to find a route reaching out to the Southern Sea. All right, I'll try and do this without a guide. A route reaching out to the Southern Sea. Looks like it's probably that. So let's go over here. Yeah, the Shadow Army. I saw on Reddit there's a thing about, like, you can become a member of the Shadow Army or something. Sounds like there's a lot of really good events. What do you guys think about money from this map and stuff? Is it replacing Istan, and is it a new Tyria? Is it, you know, it would be so good if this season had basically managed to create 2 maps with really farmable, awesome metas, and we've got the awesome meta event, you know, bonus event coming up soon as well, which is looking at Path of Fire maps. So how cool is that? That was really good. Okay, next, where a tooth of a god meets the waters of an ocean. The Tooth of a God. Well, there's the collapsed Balthazar's statue called Balthazar's Folly, but is that the Tooth of a God? Alright, let's try it. The Tooth of a God. Let's see what the name of the area is. I never got this waypoint here, by the way. Interesting. What's the quickest way? I think if I go from Pack Command and I Griffin speed boost, I should get there really quickly. Oh, you think it's Grenth? Grenth's teeth? Far southwest, Wiki's saying. Okay, oh, there's a player here near this mastery point. Oh, God. Okay, so I went to a pretty bad place, actually. Well, look, we can go to this... Oh, I could have... Right from that route we were standing on, I could have done that griffin technique. And it would have been exactly what I wanted it to be. Let's see. Yeah, Ectos totally did deflate, right? I was selling some Ectos recently. Oh, man, what a game this has become. Look at that technique I just did there. Oh. And I got loads of gold from selling Ectos. Or I feel like more than I used to. That's totally a thing, right? Look at that. Roller Beetle into Bond. Both masteries used there. Hope I can rise at the end and I'll actually make it. What an enormous map. Oh, I can. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Alright. Next. In the shackled grasp of a mighty dragon. Okay, so that's going to be near the body, isn't it? Northeast of the underworld waypoint. So here's the underworld. Oh, there you go. Shackled grasp. The problem is the key to open the coffers. Well, you never know. People might find ways to, you know, more reliably farm that stuff. I swear I thought I was going to, like, take massive damage every time or something in there. Anyone know if you can just buy the keys? Yeah, they should have gobblers for them and stuff. You can just observe the achievement itself so you don't have to go through the UI every time. Yeah, well, I don't mind doing that one extra click. This way I can just use that. I can use that as the holder for all the achievements to come instead of individually observing every single different one. This is more efficient. Well, it's more clicks, but it's really a pretty minor thing you're picking at there. Okay, so the problem here is I'm melting. Interesting. Okay. Let's try that again, I guess. What do you think of the title, War Eternal? Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't seem to really represent, unless I've just not thought very deep. The problem is, right, I don't like, I've not thought about, I played it once, I've not thought deeply enough about it. I'll probably do another playthrough today and capture more dialogue and capture more stuff and think about it more closely. And I'm always really interested when I watch the behind the scenes from the devs, the amount of thought that they do put into every little line. And when you come up as a fan with a ton of different little interpretations, you know, you're probably not far off, actually, that they actually have considered a lot of that stuff. So there is probably a way you can wrestle the concept of eternal war. Oh, here we go, it's the cave. Into the patch, like the idea that Aurene is now eternal or something, I don't know. So I'll hold off, but yeah, it's not immediately obvious, is it, really? Why they went with that title. In the shadow of a pinned wing. Okay, this is going to be it, right? Because this wing is pinned down, and I don't even have that POI yet, so... And it seems like they're, in the achievement, clustering them in localized areas. Like we did a ton in the Melange area, now we're doing a ton in the Grenth area, it feels like. So I'm gonna head for the wing shadow here and see what I can get. It's probably an Infinity War joke. If there's one thing it's not gonna just be an Infinity War joke. If you seriously think it's an Infinity War joke, I mean, I don't know what to go with it. Referring yesterday's stream, there is a juvenile electric wyvern on the map. Is there now? That's brilliant. There should be a fire wyvern as well, really. Oh, I really want to go through this. Oh, wait, what if... Oh, I don't even need that anymore, do I? What if this is where the Skyscale is? Ooh. It's just like an extra doorway for me. Oh, that's so good. They seem to have really taken a lot of stuff on board and really figured a lot of stuff out. They're really good with some of this stuff here, eh? Because don't forget, one of the strength of the masteries this patch is not just that they filtered tons around here, but it's that when you get a Skyscale, you'll actually be able to take that into old maps and go on new Skyscale routes, right? Like, it's not just, oh, there we go, nice. In the shadow of a pinned wing. This is it. At the Chaos Gate. What a cool name. Can we do it? Oh, yeah, we can. Just about. Like, why am I in combat music right now? I think what happened with Path of Fire is when a mount's health gets low, it triggers combat music, which should normally only trigger when your health gets low and the adrenaline's going. But because mount's health gets low a lot, it's kind of not matching up. Oh, no, this is not the correct one. In the shadow of a pinned wing. This is different. I can't even see it on the thing. Oh, there we go. Spitting distance of number 16 on the west on the same cliff. I think number 16 might have been what I just got. So if we go west along the cliff. The other one's right beside it on another rock. Oh yeah, there it is. Weird. Now this is strange. I don't know why they would put two like that. Did they forget that they had one there? Okay. On a necrotic coast, falling forever into the sea. Okay, so Gren's Skies Reach, necrotic coast. So it'll be somewhere around here, I'm guessing. Oh, this is so cool. Basically, sort of semi being in the underworld. Let's get on the Jackal. We haven't spent enough time on the Jackal. Let's go. Yeehaw, baby. I like the Char jumping on a Jackal with like the one hand in the air. Where is what scene? On the Skyscale collection boxes, it says it requires every map in Season 4, so it'll be interesting to see what we'll do on those maps. Yeah, does nobody know because it's like time gated? Is that the thing? Obviously, I'm gonna be one day behind the big nerds because they will have done it, you know, immediately. Mind you, I just got low on health on the Jackal and it didn't trigger combat music, so maybe I'm wrong about that idea. Falling forever into the sea. Now, what could that part of it mean? If it's falling, and look, we do have updrafts out there. So let's see. Let's get onto this updraft and see where it takes us. This is so cool. What a cool moment for players of both expansions and all the Living World episodes. Someone in map chat is calling about the Arbiter of the Dead achievement. Look at the Wraith over there. Oh, we're here. Oh, all right. I'll do this with these guys. Why not? I'm ready. Hopefully. Oh, I should have managed it up. Refresh some Aegis. He's a bit tanky, isn't he? I don't know about this. He's not taking any damage. 5% in all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna die, man. I can't do anything with this Bone Archer shooting me. You can't even rally on him. Really? I've got both Bone Archers shooting me. That's fun. Maybe the main boss. What the hell? These guys hit so hard. The other guy's dead now as well. We could probably rally. Well, no, you can't rally, right? Oh, you can rally. What? Why did I not on that other one? Please give me my block. Another block. Underworld Slayer, 50 out of 50 kills. Okay. Alright, I can finally feel my wrath. A bit of break bar damage because he's life stealing. Oh, that break right there was so important. Oh my god. There's no one else getting attacked at all. Oh yeah, we're on GS. I like how on Guardian, pretty much you're always just going to want to press 2 in a situation like that. Break the bar again. That's really important that thing goes down. He's fearing. Don't have cleansing sigil, obviously. Go, have quickness, my minions. Or their minions. Alright, he's died. How is that an achievement? Do you have to do something special during it, maybe? Maybe something triggers once it's over? Maybe not. Alright, anyway, so on a necrotic coast falling eternally into the sea. Let's get out on our griffin here. Wait, was that it there? No, that's mithril ore. Okay. It's one of the bosses for the map. You need to kill all 12. He's the last one on the list. Oh, is he? Okay. So you have to do it in order. Oh, on the floating rock. This floating rock here. That's a really cool idea. Okay, so... Oh, and they put a sand jackal portal here as well. That's awesome. So if I want to go to that rock, I can teleport up on the jackal. I can jump off. I'm in combat, which is really annoying, but now I can glide over. Oh, this is great. Oh, there's no order. You just need to kill all 12. Okay, that's good. Why didn't it ding like a little thing showing that I'd done something? Guess it doesn't matter. Okay, Skyscales. Next, where a winged shadow ends and a wasteland begins. So back to the winged shadow, I guess? Where is the road to the fissure? Is it like under here? So maybe like something like that. Oh, okay, the achievement's tiered and it's okay, I see. So you have to do it later. Hey Turtle, yep, going for the Skyscale. Getting some achievements. Unlocking what we can. Okay, that was to death, so I definitely don't want to go there. Also, Raptor, sorry buddy, but you feel too slow. Too slow. Gotta get this roller beetle action on. So back to the story thing, by the way. What I was thinking, what I wanted to point out was, you know, they did do some stuff like the rocks and the Logan thing and the Timeys of Affliction and all that stuff. But, you know, they could have shown us... Oh, that's like a road for Skyscales going diagonally across the bridges when the bridges are down. I've never been here. This is called the Fire God's Precipice. And now we're at the fissure. They've probably gone past it now. But what about like E? They could have had a little hint of that. One thing I've realized from a lot of seasons, they could have done the Aether Blade things. The Aether Blades coming out of the ships. A hint to the Deep Sea Dragon. A glimpse at Primordus or Jormag, or, you know, the cracked tooth of the Norn and their failed rally or an attempt. Mother is E. The mother of the Elder Dragons. Okay, so Wiki says this is west of the most southern thermal terminal. Thermal tube. So west of this would be like here somewhere. Which looks like it's going to be a real pain in the ass to get. And I've put myself into a weird place. So let's just do over this whole... Well, no, maybe I don't have to do it over. Hold on. Maybe we can Griffin. Sorry, yeah, I interrupted myself again. One of the things I was thinking is, like, every character really feels like, it could, not that every character feels like it could be E, but ever since Season 1, everyone we've been introduced to, we've asked ourselves that question, and it's becoming increasingly distant. And that's something I've learned from doing a lot of Season 1, like coverage recently. You guys haven't seen the videos, but they'll be coming out. There's a lot of stuff in Season 1 that's just kind of I'll take the time to grab this waypoint. That's just so old now. It's like, and even Season 2, it's just how can the devs meaningfully bring a lot of this stuff back? They've got like an extra layer where they have to somehow remind you of the mystery without, at the same time as reminding you of the mystery, tipping their hand to the fact they're about to reveal the answer to the mystery, right? Like, anyone sees another reference to E, you'll like latch onto it. But I mean, we've done that several times over the past as well, and it's been a mistake. Last time I think we were hearing about E was with Lake Doric. I think was the last time we were hearing about E. Maybe someone can fill me in, but I'm pretty sure throughout season 4 there's been nothing on E, and I'm pretty sure throughout Path of Fire there's been nothing on E. I think the last time we saw him was in Lake Doric. So, you know, at the time it was like, oh, they're going to do stuff with E, he's going to be revealed, oh, it's hype. And then, well, no, not really. But I remember when that happened, it was like, oh, maybe we'll get the E reveal soon, oh. And then you get extra suspicious of all the characters that are around at that moment of them telegraphing it. I think, oh, the Eternal Embers wasn't an achievement thing, it was a, it gives you a special action, right? Okay, so the southern thing is there. We're moving west of it. That's the wing, right? This here, that's the wing. It's so layered, this map. Ah, here we go. Oh no, that's just a Skyscale full stop. Skyscale scales. There's something really awkward about that. Yeah, the thermal tubing bag's brilliant, right? Wasn't there something about E and the Shining Blade headquarters? Oh, you're right, actually. Actually, yeah, you are. The finale of last season had something on E. You're right. There was a little thing about E in there, wasn't there? Or something of a suggestion. You're right. Oh, there they are. They're there. Freaking Hydras, man. Such big damage. L plus F equals E. Wait, who's the L and F? Lissa and Farron? Okay, alright, that's the next one. Getting there now, guys. Almost done with it, actually. There's only 4 left. 5 left. 4 left, yeah, 4. To the north of a road through a wasteland of fire. Okay. So, I think Wiki is suggesting... I don't have a map on Wiki or anything. It says, to the in a cave directly north of the word virulent. So, I'll just waypoint here. There's the word virulent. And in fact, we might be able to travel there really quickly. Only 4 left of step 1. Yeah, I'm happy. That people seem to think that if you're not getting the Skyscale really quickly, it's bad or it's like a joke. But no, it's cool. I like having a lot to do in the map. I like these collection achievements. I'm kind of not experiencing it in the best way here because I'm not doing it for myself entirely. I've got you guys helping and I've got Wiki helping. But it's still fun and it's still... like these, I would not have understood or appreciated the scope and size of the map if I hadn't done this bit of this achievement. It's fun. I enjoy playing the game. So, yeah, step 1 of 4. Cool. Don't know why you'd put a lol after that. North of Virulent. Eternal Ember. It said something about a cave on a road? To the north of the road, through... oh, not a cave. Just through... oh, there it is. It's literally there. You know what? I kind of wish I was doing this on Thief. Stealth would be really nice for a lot of this. Thankfully, I'm on Guardian, which has its own levels of OP sort of stuff. In terms of perma Aegis and lots of blocks and things. Letting me remount. Okay, I'm guessing we'll still be in the Balthazar area for the next one. See if we can figure it out. On a branch where fire meets water. Okay, so we want to go to the coast. So I'll hang a left here. This is really nice, you know. It's like people have been asking for Fissure of Woe and guessing at Fissure of Woe for how long? Like the entire time through Path of Fire. So it's really nice that they found a way to meaningfully give it, even if it wasn't the full-on fissure. You can get a sense of it, you know. I don't know how much tangible, like, lore detail and speculation there is that we can check out. What was it? It was on a branch, did it say? Or, no, it just says where fire... yeah, no, on a branch where fire meets water. So I'm guessing maybe one of these trees. Well, in fact, if we look at the map, Oh, there's loads of them. This looks like a big... I'll just stick along the coast for now before dropping down.
There's more of them!
And I'll see whether maybe... maybe there'll be a Fissure of Woe raid now that they have assets. But yeah, Boots was like vaguely talking about that yesterday. I don't know what he's talking about. A lot of this stuff is not new assets. It's just like repurposed. I mean, there are going to be new assets, obviously, but it's clearly like a living world map. It's clearly not, you know, like... I don't know. I don't know how to organize my thoughts on that, but I don't feel on any level that because they've put a lot of fire around. I mean, the fact that they made the Shadow Army definitely is nice, and that's something they could reuse, and it would be a little bit more efficient or whatever. But I don't know whether it really increases the odds that much. Now, the fact that the story has clearly, you know, got a bit of... I really don't like that we have this Springer skin either, but hey. The fact that the story is, like, maybe now got something meaningful to say about the Mist, because they've got, like, this hole ripped in them. Maybe that's got a lot to talk about, and maybe that's a reason for us to go there. But I don't really think that they work in the way that you just described there. At least I've speculated many times for many years that that's how they work, and I tend to just not really see much evidence for it. You know, like, I remember way back when the Edge of the Mist very... Oh, what? Okay, clearly it's not that branch. I remember when Edge of the Mist very first came out. Oh, you know, we can use that technique to just reset our height, and so we can fly quite freely around looking at these branches. When Edge of the Mist came out, I remember it looked deserty, so I was like, oh, we're going to go to a desert soon, and we didn't. You know, it was years later that we went to Path of Fire. And you can't say, oh, look, it happened, because, you know, the timescales are a bit... It's a bit flippant to just ignore those several years. Okay, Wiki says that, in fact, this is in a near Balthazar's Folly, on the beach by Balthazar's outstretched hand. So Balthazar's Folly is actually way to the south of us. So let's head there. You abused the prototype return gadget here, especially with the airship. Oh, that's a good idea. So... What, you just went on top of the airship and then rewound over and over again? Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, I guess I will not try and griff it. I'll go this way. I'll put that together for you. There is no new ideas or creation, just recreation. Is that, sorry, is that to me or was that in response to someone in chat? I don't think that, ArenaNet's out of creativity with this game. I think they've latched onto the power of their universe though, and that they more frequently explore established concepts and ideas. But that's because that's what people were crying for. Like, one of the big issues with Living World Season 1 was that, and Vanilla, I guess to an extent, was that they spent too much time looking forward and in new places instead of at the things that people loved about Guild Wars. I've just gone past it. That's really silly of me. And ever since then, you know, the amount of, like, looking back at established stuff is kind of nuts, you know. I don't know where... I mean, wherever you feel the balance is meant to be is going to be in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. Did I just fly down and miss? Or is it, like, really low, do you think? Strong current and I'll be pushed back. That's fine. Oh, on the beach by his outstretched hand. Oh, we've already got this one. Oh. So this is... I've screwed myself up here because I collected... Yeah, this is search near the image of a fallen god. I've already got that. What I actually need is where a branch... Fire meets water, which is the next one. right on the water in a tree. A springer can be used to reach it, apparently. So I guess maybe it's this over here. Maybe I just wasn't looking up enough when we did our original skimmer tour. Well, that's out in the water, so not there. Beyond the current. That's beyond the current. Is it maybe up here, maybe? It seems like a good candidate. It's like overhanging and stuff. Do you think I got that one as well? No, I didn't, because it literally says on a branch where fire meets water. Maybe we keep going? Just keep our eye up. If a springer can be used to get to it, it's not going to be any of the really high ones. You've often loathed at just how much looking back it does. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't think you're entirely right to loathe that. I think loathing is a bit of a strong word. I think that's a bit silly, honestly. But I see the problems of it very much, because if you ever play the game with someone who never played Guild Wars 1, a lot of the stuff feels, you know, they can feel like aliens in the MMO, even today, you know, because, you know, like I'll play, and I don't think the devs are wrong for this necessarily, this is a whole discussion, but I could play in corner, like up here, and love that I'm recognizing all the old resurrection shrines and stuff, and I'm getting that extra kick. Guild Wars 2 exclusive players miss out on so much of that stuff. And, you know, that's just a very minor example of something that happens a lot. I don't know where this is. Where fire meets water? I feel like if I keep going, we're not in the fire area anymore, so I have to turn around. I must have missed it. I haven't played Guild Wars 1, and every time a new patch comes out, all the vets come out and go, yeah, been there, done that. I don't know what you're talking about. No veteran has been here, done that for any of the patches. It's just nodded back. It sounds like you know some knobheads, to be honest. I don't know what they're trying to get at. Is that like some kind of hipster, I already did this, I was there first kind of thing? Like, there's no sense that this has all been there, done that at all. It somewhat echoes the stories of the past with, you know, chasing fallen gods and magic and, you know, Aurene ascending similar to Cormier. You know, you can feel those echoes there, but those are just like themes and broad ideas that sort of bind the two games together. I don't think that in any sense I feel like I'm playing Guild Wars 1 when I'm in Guild Wars 2. Exploration wise, get combat wise, collection wise, none of it feels like Guild Wars 1. There's just general themes, and it's right that they should be, the second game should inherit the themes of the first, isn't it? So I'm not sure what they could possibly be thinking about. Is Guild Wars 2 takes a lot of time to gear and level? No. Okay, it's an exaggeration. Alright, fair enough. Ah, what is this? Alright, let me click this map and see. Okay, Wiki does have a map. Apparently it's here. Oh no, it's here. What? So it's right where I was before I turned around. You played hundreds of hours of Guild Wars 1 over 10 years ago, all the expansions, you never got into the sequel, not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why either. It's a good game. It's the same business model as the original. A little bit more lenience on cash shop monetization, but largely they keep it cosmetic and convenience. There's no power creep there. There's no, you know, well, generally speaking, nothing that would actually concern you. The kind of stuff even obsessed nerds who have to nitpick at the worst aspects of the game can only get minor conversation out of, or sometimes something will flare up, but, you know. So yeah, it's pretty goddamn good. Apparently it's on this tree here, where I just waypointed. See, what's kind of deceptive about this is the yellow text hasn't appeared while I'm under it. Oh, it's up there. I was going to say, and the tip of that branch over there looks like it's out on the... This is a bit weird. Like, doesn't feel very good having the achievement come so close to the edge of the map. when the edge of the map is sort of an ill-defined thing, quality. But hey, okay, cool. So we got that. A dragon's tail may soon sweep this one out to sea. So this is his tail. So perhaps this is another one of those original 6 that I never really got so easily. But perhaps I have to be super high up. Let's see. West, northwest of the Ember Gate point of interest on the edge of the cliff. So west, northwest. So we're looking about here at the edge of a cliff up there. So if it's the edge of a cliff, what we will probably do is go to the command post and try it from up there. I just noticed the mist shard armor is diviner stat, which is a nice nod to all the crystal dragons being prophetic. Hey, yeah, that is. That's a nice nod indeed. Yeah, good point. Costa says, here's what NPCs say in Bandit's Forest Camp. NPC 1. What are those shadows everyone's fighting? Are they undead? NPC 2. No, just normal dead. Heard someone from the Priory talking about how they're cursed to fight Balthazar's Eternals. NPC 1. Cursed? NPC 2. I wouldn't worry about it. This place came from the mist. The rules on what is dead or an undead are all different. Oh, that's nice, man. Oh, here we go. This is really easy. Skyscale scales. Got one of the first ones you could find, and yeah, it's listed right near the end. And that's probably the easiest, except for the one next to Goric at the start, the easiest scale. And then finally, a scale of a lesser creature on the back of an elder dragon. So we climb onto Kraukatoric's back. I won't use any kind of guide or help on this one. Let's just climb up on his back and see what we got. It's nice that they got a little bit of discussion about the Shadow Army. Nothing specifically about Menzies, though. Oh, wait. Let me read that again. I like how, Costage, that message you've sent, it's kind of interesting how they managed to talk about the Shadow Army without having to voice act pronounce the name of their master. Like, they could have written that in a very different way, where they say they fight for Menzies in an eternal war against Balthazar's Eternals. That would have been more descriptive and more concise, right? But they've found a way to word it so that the word Menzies does not have to appear. Oh, the dialogue makes you wonder if Balthazar cursed the Shadow Army to fight his Eternals to keep a war going, or if the curse was Menzies' doing. That's interesting. I hadn't really thought about it that way. Bit of screen shake there. We missed some of that on yesterday's stream because I had it turned off. Okay. No! Get up there. Alright, well this is his back, right? So let's walk along. It's weird to realize I'm walking on the Elder Dragon's back here. I'm actually doing it. And on a mount as well. If we were doing this on foot and with no swiftness, I mean, it's almost impossible to not have swiftness in Guild Wars these days. You know, if you're at vanilla move speed, this could definitely feel like a mountain, right? This definitely evokes kind of that Arachnia plateau thing from you know, the realm of torment, right? I mean, we never had a fight sequence while we were doing this, but you can get a real sense of his scale like this. It's a shame that the power crept movement is kind of, people won't realize. Like, look at this. We're walking on dead Kraukatoric here, or, you know, wounded Kraukatoric. Look at this. Look how big this guy is. These are the mountains we saw in Guild Wars 1, and mountains they feel indeed. Okay, the question is, where is the sky? Oh, whoa. Oh my god, he's... What? No! Whoa! What? Is that what? Is that because I stood there? Or is that because of an event? What was that? Dude, that's awesome. Why did he knock us in the air? That's so cool. Holy crap. Oh my god, I didn't realize they had it animated and with collision and stuff. That's super cool. Holy crap, how many people saw that detail? Whoa. He doesn't like the commander on him. Jeez. I want to hang out there more. I want that to be like an AFK spot for me. Okay. Here we go. Skyscales to scales. There we go. So next tier of the collection complete. Cool. Will Goric speak to us now that we've got those? Or do we have to do the medicine as well next, which is vendor purchases? Okay, cool. And so we get slayers for each of the areas, some masteries. I should have picked one of those up when we were exploring it earlier. The Battle of Dragonfall. Claim victory in the Battle of Dragonfall. That'll be the end of the meta, I guess, right? Right, well, there's so much to do, guys. There's an ungodly amount to do. What might be really fun on tomorrow's stream is if we do the meta together. Don't you guys think that would be fun if we actually push the meta? That would be really cool. We can have, you know, some of the first streams I ever did was like pushing Heart of Thorns metas. If there's 3 lanes, I'd love to get a clean map and we can push it. What do you guys think? That'd be pretty hype, right? And I would see the Kraukatoric fight for the first time and all that stuff. That'd be really badass. What I'll probably do as today goes along is make a little bit more progress on the Skyscale, at least till I get to the point of this daily cap or whatever. I'll look at, you know, producing some videos and stuff. But, yeah, we'll leave that there. That achievement took a lot longer than I was anticipating. But, yeah, so thanks very much for coming, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let's take a look at the people who subscribed and stuff today. Let's see here. Just have to open the correct tab that shows my stuff. Okay, it's my dashboard. Okay, so let's see. Activity feed. All right, so Mott Noskanator, thank you very much. Hold on, let's go here. This should be good, right? Yeah, thanks very much for the sub with Prime. That's very nice of you. Alpha X Neo, thank you so much. You're not here anymore, but you said you had to go. But thank you, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for the host. We had a host earlier, apparently, from Fayus. Thank you. I didn't even realize. Darg with the $13.37 donation. That's lovely. Thank you. Helping me catch up with my Patreon losses. Yeah, listen, guys, if you enjoy this idea and, you know, if you want to support me in any way, I'm genuinely seriously asking if you have any desire to support the channel whatsoever, please do feel free to check out my Patreon. You do get perks and stuff. And yeah, times are very tight and scary at the moment. So, yeah, you don't have to do it forever or whatever, but anything you might like, please do feel free. And thanks very much for that. Jerry for your 45th month. Banshee. Times Lament for your 40th. MMO Shards. Ratchi. Naratu. Darg. All you guys when the stream started. Thank you all so much. And that's everything that happened here today. So, yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be continuing with more stuff, more progression, hopefully a meta event or something like that. That could be pretty fun. And, yeah, take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.